The Fish in Canada Show, brought to you in part by Sail, the Outdoors Superstore. Coleman, the Outdoor Company. Muscal, proudly Canadian since 1951. Cooper Tires, life's a road trip. Come on, let's go. And Princecraft Boats, dominate the waters.
Sometimes we just don't have the option of working in ideal weather conditions. Why? Because when you fish for a living, you got to deal with whatever Mother Nature throws your way. However, if you do have the option, keep your eye on the barometer, because when it's on the move, you need to get fishing. Throughout the years, we've learned to use weather to our advantage and successfully produce in rain, wind, snow, and yes, even sleet. These can be magic moments. That's why we rely on a tire that will get us safely to and from our favorite fishing destination, despite the driving conditions. The WeatherMaster's advanced snow handling has a tread compound that allows it to bite through snow, ice, and slush. Remember, the fish aren't going to wait for you to get towed out of that snowbank. That's why at Fish in Canada, we use Cooper WeatherMaster winter tires.
On today's Fish in Canada show, we're on a drive-to, walk-in walleye adventure. We've made our way up to northern Ontario, and in particular Pasha Lake cabins, and are about to embark on a hike through the woods that has been hyped as an incredible fall fishery for big walleye. Pasha Lake is basically a hub to some of Ontario's best fishing destinations.
If you think that the only fishing we shoot for television is either easy-to-access lakes with great boat launches or fly-in lodges with every amenity available, then you're wrong. We love hard-to-access fishing destinations. Simply put, it adds to the experience. On this particular trip, knowing that there's big fall walleye at the end of the trail makes this trek through the woods a breeze.
There's no better feeling on a fishing adventure than arriving at your destination on a beautiful misty morning and dropping your packs and preparing for that possible day of a lifetime.
North Country sunrises are nothing short of spectacular, and if you've never experienced one, it's an absolute bucket list must. And when you add a great walleye adventure like the one we're on today, it gets no better.
Our first stop of the day was a rocky jutting underwater point that extended out from shore. Now, even though it was very shallow and snaggy, we just had to start with a jig and minnow. After all, it's an absolute must in a lake like this. Good one, buddy?
Boy, it feels good. You took
Were you
drag.
sitting right on him back there?
Eh?
You're sitting right on him back there. That thing is going, man. Coming back at you. I think that might be net worthy.
Oh yeah, he took a nice run. Wow, there's a good fish. Look at him.
Look at the
Holy
size of that
moly.
thing. Bring him in, brother.
There he is.
Boy.
That's a walleye, buddy.
That was nice, especially right under the boat.
There he goes.
Got it?
Oh, one of them. There
There
you
you
go.
go. I'll drop that in.
Look at that walleye. Nice fish.
That's gorgeous, eh?
Gorgeous fish.
Now, apparently, this lake is full of those things.
Big girls.
Absolutely full.
Wow, did that fish ever fight, man? That thing just, woo, they took drag.
I thought it was a pike.
Yeah, because it was so shallow, she just kept up to the surface and it, see ya. Oh, what's that,
on,
buddy?
He's on.
You got a big fish. Look at that.
Look at the size
I
of
just
that
saw that
walleye.
thing. Oh, yeah.
That's
got a big
net worthy. That's net worthy,
Oh,
buddy.
that worthy. You kidding me? You see the size of this yet?
Look at that.
That's a great walleye, and oh my gosh.
There you go. You got him.
Oh, nice. I thought he was, I was off with a 7 or 8, but I'll tell you what,
he's
you got
a good
5.
fish. He's a good fish.
A
They're
short
big.
but fat.
Look
at
how fat they
Chad
are.
said these fish are going to be fat. That is incredible.
Wow. What a great body of water, huh?
Oh,
Now, they said that they use this lake as a brood stock.
they used to.
They used to use it for brood stock, yeah. Wow, I can see why. No kidding.
Way back when the ministry was stocking walleyes around here, they would take the walleyes out of Onaman and stock the area lakes. Now the fishery itself has kind of changed throughout the years. There's been some environmental impacts, but a lot of people would argue that the fishery is better now than it was back in, say in the late 60s, early 70s. Now you go out there and you may catch 20 walleyes per person in a day of fishing, but they're just fat as footballs.
Oh, got one, Ants.
Good one?
Yeah,
A pike
it feels
or
nice.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
nice walleye.
This guy's got some legs.
Out here in the middle of nowhere.
Whoa, I'll
Oh,
turn it back
that's
to you.
huge,
I'm
buddy.
gonna turn it back to you, okay?
Yeah, bring him back.
Here he comes.
Yes, baby.
Get in that
my
net.
God,
Nice.
Nice fish.
Look at that.
That's beautiful,
And since we moved deeper, yeah, we went from 4 to 5 feet. We moved deeper.
Yeah,
I love
deeper,
it.
a foot.
I love it.
Oh, if we can get into a stack of those
Boy,
now out
stinks,
here.
man. Let's get some.
Look out.
Eating some minnows. Look at that. Here he goes. So we get into a couple of big walleye right off the bat in crazy shallow water, and then all of a sudden, bam! The walleye are pushed out by a bunch of ravenous pike. It was almost like they heard the feeding and fighting of our walleye and moved in for a look. Regardless as to why our little bunch of rockets moved in, we had to move out. With a simple drift out about 50 yards from shore and a presentation change, we picked up right where we left off. They had shallow fish too, eh? Oh yeah. On the minnow bait, I love it, buddy. We're onto
got a
him.
crankbait bite going.
We're onto him, kid. I love it. You just,
He's head first. There you go.
there we go.
Oh, good stuff.
Got him.
On the middle bait, buddy.
I love it. Nicely
Look
done.
at those fish, man.
Nicely done.
Off you go, brother. Yeah, that thing was in like 2 feet of water.
Was he?
Yeah, I was just coming
Right up
over a
the-
rock, and I was gonna say, I'm gonna hit that rock for sure. And boom, that is the best. I mean, locating them with live bait is great. When you can get them on a minnow bait,
You're kind of taking a chance with a bait like this. And then all of a sudden you crack a couple of walleye in a row. It's like, yes. To get to today's great fishing, we first flew from Toronto to Thunder Bay. We then took Highway 1117 northeast to the town of Nipigon. Next, we turned left after the Nipigon Bridge onto Highway 11. We then followed Highway 11 east and turned north on Road 801. From there, it's 5 kilometers to the Pasha Lake Cabins sign. There are plenty of fishing and hunting opportunities at Pasha Lake Cabins, with the unique option of driving to little hidden destinations that pay off big time and are only accessible to Pasha Lake customers.
when you're on the water enjoying a full day of fishing, it's important that you bring all the items that you'll need to make it as successful as possible. If you think about it, you've got your tackle, rods, reels, safety gear, sunscreen, bug repellent, rain jacket, lots of water, and of course, your lunch, which happens to be the most important requirement. If you're anything like me, you're going to burn calories while you spend your day tracking and fighting fish. I like to be actively involved when I'm out on the water, and that means I need a constant supply of energy. I stay fueled up all day with good fresh food. I bring things like nuts, fresh fruit, and sandwiches, and I keep it all fresh and dry by vacuum sealing the important things. By keeping yourself fed and properly fueled throughout your busy day on the water, you'll be able to perform at 100%. And if you're anything like me, you always want to be at your best out there. Whether it's for the home or your next outdoor adventure, a vacuum sealing system is a must. You ever heard the term level flotation? Well, a quality-built boat has level flotation no matter how much water it takes on. Knowing a boat will be level and buoyant, no matter how it's loaded, is a key factor when all Princecraft boats are designed. In fact, if your Princecraft is swamped and begins to take on water, you can rest assured it won't sink. They float test all their boats at the factory to ensure that they are level and sink-proof. The added flotation is also an excellent sound dampener. Now you can be confident that stomping around on the boat won't scare sensitive fish away. The designers of Princecraft know what it takes to help you make the most of your day on the water without sacrificing comfort, safety, and of course, fishability.
We've just gone through about a 3-week period. We have caught more walleyes over 10 pounds, between 10 and 15 pounds, than any other previous 5 to 10 year period. And we've probably caught 60–70% of those fish by trolling. And here's the secret, and you can do the very same thing. Get yourself a level wind reel, a trolling reel with a line counter built right in. It has to have the line counter. Every reel manufacturer makes one of these. I do not care which specific brand you buy, just pick one up. Get a reel with a line counter built in, put on a crankbait or a spoon, and then start experimenting with different amounts of line behind the boat. Once you get a fish or two, remember the depth that you had back, and then every time you land a fish and put your line back out, return to that same depth, because you've dialed yourself right in. When you do that, you will absolutely amaze yourself how many fish you're going to catch and how big they are.
Got one in. See, you can notice my line's out there a ways. I got a feeling it's gonna be a pike, but it's a big walleye.
Big walleye.
Oh
Big
my,
walleye.
look what I got him on. Coming into you, buddy.
Bring him into me.
Look at this fish. What a tank that is. Get him, inch. Good boy. Oh,
That's heavy.
man.
That's huge.
That's a dandy.
Oh, that's nice.
What a minnow bait beast that is.
That is nice.
Wow. Look at that fish. You know what the nice part about these ants? Look at the color of that guy. Like they're
it's
perfect.
just gorgeous.
They're a perfect
Well,
walleye.
I think the thing that impresses me is the average size.
Yeah. Okay, big dog, you're going back. Here we go. Slide right out. Nice. Disappears. Desperated quickly. Whoa, that's nice, bud.
Crankbait
We don't have to
walleye.
use live bait on them now?
Oh,
So that's for us. It's a lot more. Live bait we use on walleye all the time because it's the go-to type of lure. But if we can start getting them on minnow baits and crankbaits, that's a lot more fun for us. We just, you know, it's just a hard smashing hits. And everything about it is so much better.
switching from live bait to erratic artificials is a pretty drastic change, especially for cold water walleye. But sometimes that's what it takes to succeed. Now we could tell from the previous jig fish that the walleye were in a pretty active state, so a suspended jerkbait is actually a good choice.
That'd be a good size fish.
Oh yeah, it's another big one. It's another big one. Oh man, these things are, look at this thing.
Oh,
Look at it, nice, this is a nice little 4-pounder maybe this
yeah,
time.
a little smaller, but nice. Oh, I can't get over this. I cannot get over this.
Wow.
I cannot get over this fishery.
You got him.
Just a wee bit of a, oh! There you go.
Cute.
Got it?
Yep. Beautiful. That's a little fun fish there.
Man, a little
3.5,
fish.
4-pound fun fish. I can't believe we're saying that. Wow. With water in the 50s, you may think that our jerkbait choice was more of a fluke than anything, but think of it this way. A suspending jerkbait stays dead still probably longer than most jig presentations. By lightly pulling and then giving the bait an extended pause, it actually turns out to be a pretty slow presentation.
Unbelievable. Let me bring him around the other side. And he's going there. Look at it. It's like he heard me.
Okay, move on up. There you go. What we got? Oh, that's a big one.
Another. Good Lord.
Head toward my net.
Now, can you imagine coming into this lake
Come on.
as a first-time walleye angler and getting yourself a half a dozen of these?
You'd be
Would
too
you be
spoiled.
spoiled?
Bring him back this way.
You
now.
want him? Would you be spoiled or would you be
Kidding
spoiled?
me? You're sounding spoiled right now, the size of that fish. You're just going, yeah, you know, well, maybe.
Oh, man.
Love it.
Right on that edge again.
I think we got both edges to work.
Unbelievable. Now this lake, and what makes it even more satisfying, this is not a drive-to lake. Although Pasha's got a ton of drive-to lakes, this one you have to take a bit of a hike.
Bit of a hike, bit of a drive and a hike.
About a mile and a half hike, but well worth it, believe
God,
me.
yeah.
It is just an absolute treat to be catching these things.
Yeah, no kidding.
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. In you go, buddy.
Oh, I got 1 inch.
You got one?
Yeah. He's actually a pretty good one, I think.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he's nice. He's nice. He's nettable for sure. Look at these things. Pull, eh, buddy? It's crazy.
Oh,
Like a skeet shooting range. Oh,
okay.
nice. Another fatty.
Boy, they're just, the quality of these fish is just scary, eh?
Boy, they get nasty in our net, too. They do not like you touching them. That's the combination. That's the result. Man, perfect
Isn't that
looking
something?
walleye. Look at the color of these guys. Man.
That would be a huge walleye in just about
In
any
most lakes,
lake.
yeah. Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter whether you're north, you're south, that would just be a big walleye, period.
Absolutely.
Here, like we're not even getting excited over it anymore.
And the colors in these guys, wow. I don't think I've ever seen such nice looking fish. Get in there. They're nasty too. On the old minnow baits.
Again,
We're loving this.
still.
We're loving this.
Hey, did you know that mosquitoes can detect heat? Yeah, much like a heat-seeking missile, a mosquito can actually find warm-blooded mammals and birds with ease. They're also extremely sensitive to carbon dioxide, which is found, of course, in our breath when we exhale. Now, by utilizing its heat-seeking and carbon dioxide sensing abilities, the mosquito can actually track potential prey over several meters. So basically, the next time you find yourself outdoors, if you can hold your breath while trekking through the woods, and you can do it without breaking a sweat, you should be okay. But if you're anything like the rest of us mouth-breathing outdoorsy types, sweating buckets in the afternoon heat is commonplace. So the most effective way to keep mosquitoes at bay is to use a product that contains DEET, like Muskol.
Me again. Okay, it's time to ditch the ratty old stuff I'm hanging on to. And no, I'm not talking about Brad. He's great, but these old sleeping bags he's inherited from his mom have to go. I have no idea where they've been. Based on their age, I can only imagine. Also, they're flat as a board. I think all the stuffing's gone. I need a sleeping bag that can keep me warm at night if I need it, but I'd also like to use it on the hot nights too. Any ideas?
Coleman has the solution for people that are tired of being too hot or cold while sleeping at the campsite. It's the multi-layer sleeping bags, available in adult big and tall size. The multi-comfort sleeping bag is designed for any weather conditions and has layers so you can make yourself comfortable no matter the weather. The fleece blanket adds extra warmth on those cool nights, and the lightweight sheet makes it easy to find comfort on those warm summer nights. The Traverse 4-in-1 sleeping bag has a